Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cum Town. We're hot off the fake death of Jeffrey Epstein.
He committed suicide, Adam.
You think he committed suicide?
Of course.
I don't.
Everyone knows.
But I know everyone wants to hear our takes on Epstein, but something more important
we
happened.
have the foremost expert on deep state.
We had to bring somebody in, a friend of the show, who, you know, I mean, maybe some of, not really your downfall, but definitely the downfall of Bam Margera, was at least produced by you, I guess you could say.
Was it produced
the
by him?
executive producer.
Executive producer of Bam Margera's
Like Rick
downfall.
Rubin.
Oh,
Vinny
like as a
Beedle has
producer.
returned.
What does a
Okay.
producer usually do? It usually makes a mess of thing, like gets it to happen, right? They just bring things together to make
Yes,
it happen.
that would be
Exactly.
that would be your job.
I always
description.
thought that was my title with him
In that
because-
regard.
But he produces his own, mess himself. I
Yeah.
just kind of got involved.
Well, we brought Vinny in because he had actually right prior to the suicide had booked Jeffrey Epstein for a Mid-Atlantic tour.
He was going to do
He was going to do
Yonkers,
stories. He was going to go on
Q&A.
stage. It was going to be like an hour
Hartford, Connecticut.
of him signing like.
Well, I name drop Adam when I met him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that
He
was really good.
He was
my
he's
cousin.
sponsored by like a grip tape company that makes grip tape out of weed, and it's called Weed Grips, and they were doing the Jeffrey Epstein Too Crazy to Die tour.
yeah, I mean, we were booked solid.
Through
And then
every town in Connecticut that doesn't have a college.
I got to fall back with Bagel Boss, though. So
Yeah.
Have you contacted him?
Bagel Boss?
Yeah. You could put some stuff together.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see what he's got a boxing match coming up in Atlantic City, so I kind of want to see if it's just him, a
what the
guy, and like
turnout
12
looks
other
like?
people there. Yeah,
Is he fighting
Are
women?
you pulling at that tape? Because
he's fighting Lenny Dykstra, the
Wait,
med-
was I
Yeah.
pulling it? No, I was.
Yeah.
I was.
They announced it
Well,
on
like-
TMZ today, I think.
It's picking up like
Nice.
static.
But
Oh,
I only even met them because the day Bam went to Dr. Phil, he signed a contract. It took $2,500 from some boxing promoter to be like the referee, and he didn't tell anybody. And then it just came out on TMZ the same time. He was like, "I'm going to rehab." So it was like the guy ended up wanting his money back, and then of course everybody comes to me for that. So I ended up talking to him like that, and then I said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you manage Bagel Boss." So
Nice. Let's put something together. Let's
So what are you doing? Bagel Boss is doing the Too Crazy to Die tour.
no, he's
And he's telling all of Jeffrey Epstein's stories.
we just got the shirts made up
Yeah.
already.
The
so.
thing is it's Epstein's stories are in the contract, not the man himself.
That's
So
right.
we've got Bagel
Right.
Boss going around. I have my own island.
Wouldn't it be
Do whatever
pedophilia?
I want on it. I don't
if
care.
you're child
the dating
is
profiles.
it pedophilia?
I don't have to put in my dating profile that I'm looking for children.
Yeah. He's a pint-sized cutie.
That is true.
I wonder if he would be rejected by kids the same way he was rejected by adult women.
Probably.
Well, he must be getting so much pussy now that
Yeah.
he's famous. You know what's funny? That's probably
He
true.
literally is.
Did you? There's a picture of him in like a
Women
hot
were
girl.
like, God, what a loser. And then like a sneaker company gave him a hat and they were like, what's his name?
I seen him wearing like FUBU and like jean shorts, like jorts. But they must just be children's pants because there's like long shorts on him. But he's pretty small. I feel like that's going to be the next thing that there's like 200 articles about my name on Reddit about is that last comment that I just made right there.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Listen,
No, don't be
don't
so
think about
insecure,
it,
Be
man.
dude.
self-conscious.
I've
First
been-
of all,
gotta- you
I've
you're
been
already
hunted
giving them.
for
You're already
years.
giving them too much credit by referring to their shitty posts as articles,
Yeah.
as if these people are journalists,
they are,
not
dude.
barely functioning autistic children.
Yeah.
They make their way out there, man. I've run into a few people in person. I don't know how, but it's happened
Yeah,
from that are
Oh, they're everywhere, sir.
fucking fans of the show, But
yeah.
I also put my phone number out there, kind of inviting it in.
You put your phone number out there?
Yeah, I did right
For
when the
re-
BAM stuff was happening, just because I was kind of excited to get any kind of clout at all, even if it was them saying I was like a murderer or a child rapist or something. I was
So
like,
you thought you were gonna get clout by posting your number?
yeah, I got like
online?
15,000 calls.
Well, that's clout. That sounds like clout.
You got
Fucking awesome.
You got 15,000 phone calls.
I have my phone bill, man. Like not on me, but I could show. Yeah, for sure. It was,
And
I don't know. Some of them might have been the same person, you know.
I'm gonna parlay 15,000 phone
I still have the
calls.
same exact phone number too, so I will get
Nice.
calls after this. Yeah.
So Vin, everyone's wondering, what do you think about the Jeffrey Epstein situation right now?
I mean, I was always more of like a Jerry Sandusky guy myself when it came to following it in the
terms of
media.
Pedophiles?
Yeah, just like following. You know, I didn't
That's
really
your
follow.
guy?
I didn't know this guy when it happened.
You were
I just
more
heard he
into
died,
that.
and then I kind of got into it. But
Do you believe he died? Did he committed suicide?
I think that it depends, man. I think in jail they go for those targets a lot, so you're probably have a better chance of getting.
He would have been a
That's
cool
true.
character on Oz.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, he's in the Emerald City,
Uh-huh.
and like he's like maybe got some kind of alliance with Napa.
Wait, the
No,
Wizard
I
of
haven't
Oz?
seen Oz, the show. Oz.
They have an Emerald City in that?
Yeah,
That's why it's called Oz.
That's why it's called Oz.
Ah,
That's why the name of the show
The
is
wing
Oz.
of the prison is called Emerald City. It's like an experimental prison, which I can't even remember what the experiment
who's
is.
the- yeah,
as far as
who's-
I can tell, it's the same as the rest of the prison, except there's like
More
one
rape.
of every type of personality
Right.
and race.
But people are saying that he got killed because he might have known other people that were involved in that kind of shit.
That is
that
what's
what the
going
conspiracy
around.
is? Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Which I could see. Do you think that's what happened?
I mean, the only celebrities that I've ever met in my life have been so fucked up beyond belief that I don't really know what.
yeah. But see, you
perception of
don't
somebody-
like. Here's the thing. Here's how you know a guy like Bam is safe. If you strike out in life, right, you make millions and millions of dollars. If your goal is anything other than like buy the biggest house in whatever shitty town you're from, then you rape children. If you go, if you're going pedophile, if you want an island, that's suspicious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
If you-
because Bam's out in the open,
Because
he
he's
just wants
a-
anybody in his house, he's safe.
no, not because he's out in the open, but because he doesn't aspire to anything more than like having every color Jetta and then a hot tub filled with piss.
Yeah,
know?
I still don't understand.
Did the
that.
hot tub full of piss ever happen?
Yeah, we like everybody peed in it for like 3 weeks, but
But
we
the party
we
was
didn't have, we didn't have enough pee to fill up the hot tub. So the day
Wow.
of the party, one of my duties was to get yellow food dye and fill it up with water. I had to juice up the piss stuff.
of piss,
Even that's how shitty this party was. You couldn't even get real
Dude,
piss.
it was a lot.
Holy fucking
That wasn't even on our mind. After a while,
That's
we said, how are we going to get it out of the woods? First of
Damn.
all, this thing was in the woods.
Scumbag Vinny is like a real life version of Gil from The Simpsons.
Scumbag Vinny is real. I don't like to think it was done on purpose, but it is just who I am. You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in your
Have you ever
DNA,
been
man.
to jail?
Not been to jail. I am in a big case right now that I'm currently like this close
You're
to
in
just
a
finishing.
big case.
Yeah, like I was arrested like a year and a half
Oh,
ago.
Hell yeah.
And they didn't take you
And-
to jail?
My bond was like $350,000.
Oh,
What? So you killed someone?
No, I was just weed related.
Oh, just
In
weed?
Connecticut, weeds it's like
Still
illegal as
very
fuck.
illegal.
Yeah. And but no, they do that because now it's about to be legal soon, so they're trying to get.
Yeah, he said they were like, what was, like, how was it weed related? You're like, yeah, I was smoking weed while looking at child pornography. I was
Yeah,
really
well-
high.
I was on an
When they
edible
kept-
just fingering a small
I-
boy.
I got too high and raped a toddler.
$350,000 bond. Nah, but I only ended up getting community service, so
Nice.
it must have not been that bad.
What did you do for community service?
I just did a comedy show that was for a fundraiser and helped with
That's
that.
a beautiful
you know?
rack.
What it, oh,
That was the
okay.
easiest thing I thought I could relate to help.
And they
somebody.
let you do that?
Yeah, well, I had to,
And where did the
put in
money
hours
for the fundraiser go?
to the organization that did it. I didn't. I
Oh.
made sure it was in the midst of the ongoing BAM situation that I had to do it. So I had to make sure I wasn't in charge of the funds.
Nice.
Everybody thought I was going to go to Disney with that too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Do you
not
like
Disney.
Disney?
yeah, I got a little kid. So
Oh, you have a child.
Yeah.
Oh, congrats,
yeah,
dude.
thanks.
How old?
7.
And he likes Disney?
She. Yeah.
She.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I never
we
went
wanted to
Disney
just get
World.
away after dealing with. I was dealing with BAM for like 2
Yes.
months straight every day. I just wanted to get away from like entertainment and trying to be involved in any of that kind of shit at all. But he was in rehab. But when he got out, he had just heard about all the shit that had gone on since he had been in rehab and thought I was in Disney at that moment.
Oh.
When I posted the picture of the Mickey Mouse hat, that was just to antagonize him. I had gone to Disney back in April when he canceled the New York City show after the first Cum Town thing.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
So that was marketing on your behalf.
Yeah.
Keeping your name in the headlines.
I always try to feed into everything, even if it's good or bad. 'Cause I feel like when it first happened and I was on the show,
That's the way to do it.
yeah,
All press is good
I
press.
thought like at first I was like, oh well, Gene did so well. They're obviously there to hear Bam. When I got voted the worst guest ever on YouTube, I said, "There's something to this, man."
Yes,
and then I had to stop
baby.
being who I was pretending to be,
Of course.
and just had
And
to
then
be myself, which was like,
fuck it,
I
mask
took
off.
I took off the Thrasher fitted and put on the Disney World fitted
that is who I was.
to become the real me.
Go back
yes.
to the old me.
But that's the truth, man. And
Nice.
but I swear to God, after the first day it happened, and all this, people were hitting me up, and all these articles came out about me saying somebody said I killed
what
him.
articles came out
They're
about
called
you,
posts
man.
on Reddit.
No,
Vinny.
somebody was making fake articles. One of them was that I killed him, and it was like from News 45 or something. It was like a fake
That
article
you killed me.
that I killed you. Yes,
Wow.
there is one out there that I did
People
that.
buy that?
That I murdered you.
That's awesome.
And that they've been
Honey,
shooting
get
for-
in here. I just read in News 45 that Vinny killed Adam.
But then in the midst of it,
That
there was
must
another
really-
article that said I scammed a bunch of people, but that one was halfway true. So like,
Right.
I was like, wow, at least that's getting mixed.
Was that
up
a
between-
real article? Or was that a photo?
That was another fake article. Yeah,
Oh,
Photoshop
okay.
article. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know who does it. I mean, you
Yes,
guys
none
are the
of it
fucking idiot. You have the
none of it
retards
is-
following you guys.
It's text. It's a Photoshop article.
Yeah, you can't copy
You are-
and
that's how
paste
you-
it.
That's how you write a fake article. You open up Photoshop.
Wow. I can't believe the media bought it.
They did, dude.
Wow.
They said, and everybody was telling me that you're single now too. You're a single man.
Yes.
No, it's not true.
Everybody's saying that.
Everybody is saying
There's a new
that,
man in my life. His name's Jesus Christ.
News 45. Adam Friedland back from the dead and divorced.
I have about 100 messages in my inbox. I only have about 120 messages, and 100 of them are Vinny. Adam broke up with Dasha. Fucking destroy him. That is the same message.
Yeah,
All
that's
right, clear
This
out,
is
dude.
your
ISO.
chance now. Let's go. Vinny, here's your
1v1.
chance.
Yeah.
Or what do you got your phone up for? Do you got roast jokes? I am one of the biggest
No.
losers on the internet. It's not hard to fuck with me.
No, he's
No, I wasn't looking at
He
roast
saw your
jokes.
roast jokes, dude. It's
He saw
over.
my
It's
roast
over,
jokes.
He saw
your
Adam,
Adam's
close your roast
secret
jokes.
file. Vinny Beedle roast joke.
I've been working on these for months.
Feverishly around the clock.
It's what I'd like to think anyway.
No, I think that if you did bring up that I broke up with my girlfriend, that would really destroy me.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
did it
that
in a
would.
way that now is not going to be as effective. As if
Yeah,
I
you
just
really
done it in a
showed
funny
your.
way.
should have had that
You
in your
showed your
back pocket.
hand.
I
right
showed my
there.
hand and then
You should have
claimed I
been
saw
like,
yours.
"Oh, I heard you broke up with your girlfriend." Wow.
or just kind of threw it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have been like, what are you doing on your phone? Looking at old messages from your girlfriend that left you?
And that would have been good. That would have been
That's
good.
pretty hurtful.
Yeah.
You should have actually asked
Oh, I'm
Nick
just
if he could
asking.
have written for you for this episode. You could have gone into your roast jokes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever. Nick,
For a
you
couple-
think he's alive?
Who?
Jeff Epp.
I
went to his fucking-
doesn't matter. I mean, there's like so much that's just out in the open that's right there, and still people are like, he's clearly an intelligence asset, and here's the fucking former prime minister of Israel.
Yeah, Ehud
going
Barak.
to an apartment building that Jeffrey Epstein owns with mod. It's like all just all just out in the open, and all these
Yes.
connections are all out in the open. And the fact, like Acosta's saying, I was told he was an intelligence asset. It's all out, like just fucking right out in the open.
Yes.
Damn.
And all you can do is be like, come on. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
And then,
it'd
but
be-
doesn't Barr say he's going to investigate?
yeah, but it's like you're not gonna really get answers. I really don't think.
I
you're
don't
gonna
think
get
we are. No.
any fucking.
What if he
answers.
just shows up at the Area 51 raid?
Yes.
Like, leading like a new Leonard Skinner band.
And he says, "Take me to your dealer, dude."
I'm just saying that would sell tickets.
And then what they're it's
Maybe Bam shows
could
up
do
and
that
we do
for
a
a show, get him to
reunion
kickflip.
tour of Unfiltered.
Hey,
Jeff, I got an idea for a tour.
Bagel Boss.
It's
fucking
Bagel Boss, Bam, and Novak.
Artie
the
Lang
Bam.
from
Novak.
jail, like a TV
Novak.
screen of Artie.
Artie with
Yeah.
a prosthetic nose.
Uh-huh.
We got the same guys that made Bam's ramp at his house fixed Artie's nose.
Yeah, we're working with E. Jean Carroll. She's the woman that was raped by Trump, and we've got
One night only.
Yeah, we're doing a tour of all the checkers in South Florida. Some of them are rallies, so we couldn't get into those. But there 2 or 3 of them are checkers.
Yeah.
And
Have an exclusive deal with checkers, but not rallies.
We're doing a meet and greet sponsored by John's Weed Company, by Weed Band-Aids. They're like there's Band-Aids, but they're made out of fucking weed.
Yeah, she talks about getting raped by Trump, but in a funny way.
But she does. Yeah, she comes
It's a
out.
comedy tour.
She's wearing a bunch of
Sketch.
pewter rings, and she comes out
She tells some crazy
to
stories.
CKY.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
She sings the Skeletor sketch. She lip syncs the whole Skeletor sketch.
Yeah. You know what though?
A lot of people think of the fantasies. They think it's sexy to be raped.
As bad as that all was.
Okay, we're gonna take a break.
As bad as that all was with Bam when it was happening.
Yeah.
That was not like I used to go to concerts when I was a
Yes.
teenager, and I would sell fake tickets to events. So
Oh my
course you
god, that
it was
rules.
like it's such an important part of my background to
I
understand.
like how it's like
Formative experience.
but it's funny because like we've been texting in private, and like I've made it clear I have no problem that you scammed numerous people.
No, I think that's cool.
I don't look
personally.
if somebody's trying to get into comedy and somebody rips them off so bad that they have to
Good.
quit comedy.
You've done a service.
You've done them a favor.
You saved them.
You save them from
Well, here's how-
investing.
here's
Because here's
how
the
I-
thing: you get burned once bad in the beginning, and you
Right.
get out. Rather than maybe he lost $3,000
So you're saying
investing
I'm
in
a
a
necessity
in
of
a
the
show.
business.
He thought that was gonna. Oh, this guy Vinny, the scumbag, says if I pay him $2,000, it's an investment in an open mic, and then I'll get back $10,000. When he loses that
in
$2,000,
exposure.
when he loses that $2,000, think about the hundreds of thousands of dollars he'll have lost if he turns 37 and he's like, "Oh, I've been doing bar shows.
I have 8 minutes.
Well, I've-
That's
yeah.
okay.
Oh, oopsie daisy! I'm 39 years old and I'm a defensive driving instructor.
The first show I did with Artie that I produced, I knew he would always come late from being all fucked up, so I would put on like 6 or 7 of those comics on like a pre-show, and then 20, 30 minutes would go by, and then Artie would show up.
They could say they worked with Artie.
But one time Artie came like an hour beforehand, and there was like 8 comics on the show, and they all sucked, and he got on stage, and he was like, Vinny, he goes, did you just stop at a red light and say, hey, you want to open for Artie Lang tonight? Can you bring 5 people or whatever? And
You're like, no, I charged them all. I took
Yeah,
this guy's
that's what I
epilepsy
said.
medicine because he didn't have enough cash.
Artie was expensive, man.
I demanded this guy's heart medicine that he needed as payment. And then I sold
there
it
were
to
a couple
someone.
diabetics.
I sold it to
insulin.
someone else as Oxycontin. Yeah, but it's like in private, you're like, none of those stories about me are true. I've been lied about. I've never ripped off anybody. And then you do the show, and you're like, I used to go to concerts and put a under construction sign on the wheelchair ramp to collect extra ticket money from handicapped people.
We are not far off from that. It's like, I know I listen to the show, you make up a lot of shit, but when you describe me, you tend to be spot on.
You're a hero, man.
Dude, okay,
I
you
think
must
you
have
got
gotten
us
your
all
ass
wrong.
kicked a couple times. For
Look
this,
at my
right?
nose.
You got your shit
What
fucked
happened?
up.
I've gotten into a lot of fights. I've knocked a few people out.
Yes,
I've gotten
of
I've
course.
gotten beat up. I've gotten in my
That's
share
not
of
what
fights.
he asked.
I've never gotten my ass
That
kicked
wasn't the question.
for anything money related in comedy. There's video of me fighting a comedian and kicking his ass
Nice.
over that situation.
This video.
And we're selling the video
And we-
on Daily Motion. If you buy the video, you get a T-shirt, but you got to mail in a video of you watching the video to P.O. Box 386.
It's true, guys. We do have Do You Watch Big Mouth t-shirts at thevinnybeedleshow.com.
Yeah, meatball marinara Productions, Palisades, New Jersey.
What is Vinny Beedle Show? You have a podcast now?
I figured I never really did a podcast, but I figured just coming
Off
on
the
here
strength of your
of
appearance
the
on our
hate,
show.
I felt like these people will want to listen and hate me.
They probably
One of them
will.
might kill me when I'm 50 or
They're
something.
not gonna
but
kill you.
I'm gonna go for it, you know.
Yes, dude.
And I figure, look, The only
Working
time
with Bagel Boss is so fun.
the only time I would fail.
Because it's gonna be like you're gonna be whenever the first event happens. People are gonna be like, "Who's Bagel Boss?" You're like, "You remember that viral video from 6 months ago?" And they're like, "No, of course not."
Yeah, the guy's like, Vinny, should we do this tomorrow? It's
Dude,
like,
we
nah,
got the
gotta
damn
build up
Daniels.
buzz.
We got the damn Daniel kid. He's 26 years old now.
Well, I'm hoping to get him to do
Unfortunately,
crazy shit.
Ellen owns the rights to the words "damn Daniel," so we're booking him as Steve Vasquez, and we're not allowed to use the words "damn Daniel."
Steve Vasquez from Dan Daniel.
Steve Vasquez, as you may remember from the Ellen DeGeneres show 10 years ago.
It's just a fucking day laborer in white vans.
Yeah, and we've got E. Jean Carroll opening. I'll tell you, I'm just E. Jean Carroll on a stool with fucking skateboarding videos playing in the background, and he pushed me into the dressing room, and he pulled my panties down, and it was painful, but it was more of a fight. I don't want to say it was rape because it's not. I don't want to say I'm a victim. Wait, yes. What's your question? No, I've never met the guys from Blink-182. I don't know them. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm being raped in the dressing room at the fucking Bergdorf. Where was it?
It was at
I don't
Bergdorf Goodman's or Bloomingdale's or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those bees.
Yep, that's gonna be awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be awesome tour. So this fight that you have with that guy, what's your fighting style? Would you say?
Are you one of those guys who's like, when I get mad, I just go? Do you say
No.
stuff like that? Like I just see red and I just go.
Usually, I have to get hit or something to really fight. I'm not gonna go attack anybody.
Right.
So I think at that point,
Your instincts kick in?
fisticuffs. Yeah, I'm not really like a wrestler. I'm fine. I look like a muffin, so I'm kind of top heavy. So if you take me down,
Right.
you pretty much win.
You gotta stay on the. You
I gotta
stay
knock
on your
someone.
feet.
I gotta butterbean somebody before it gets too.
Do you have any training?
No.
No.
My friends, where I grew up, a lot of Italian people where I grew up in Connecticut, and like we all fought each other.
Right.
So I had bigger friends than me, and I fought
You
all my
learn
best
how to
friends
fight.
before I was 15. So fighting somebody else wasn't really a big deal.
Right.
When you fight your friends and get over it.
In the Guinea fighting pits,
Yeah.
you came up like fucking Bane, dude.
Is Beedle an Italian name?
No, I just found out recently, like
It's
that
German, right?
I'm black. No, I'm not. But like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
A famous
I don't know.
black name Beetle.
everybody assumes I'm 100% Italian because they
Oh,
hear my cousin Vinny.
Beetlejuice.
But Beedle, I don't know what the fuck it is, dude. I just know that I don't even know my dad's family really. So I just know it's my name.
I'm pretty sure it's German.
You think so?
It's probably one of those Ellis Island deals.
Could
It's
be
probably
man.
like BIED.
I've never met a German Vinny though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the name.
Oh,
of
it changed.
Hey, take my word for it. I'm racist.
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
No, but I felt like it's a name that kind of you remember, Bam, even at his most fucked up, would remember my name. He would paint it on a bunch of things all the time.
Yes.
So,
Well,
If you're white,
I just knew that was good.
yeah,
you
if
know?
you're white and you're American and you don't know what like your name is, it's a good chance it's either English or German.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a mutt. My mom did that 23andMe thing, and I'm all this kind of shit, and it said 2% other, and that's why I say I'm black, because
Yeah.
I started in
others
the urban
society.
comedy world. That's how I did a lot of my comedy when I was coming up.
Yeah,
was
that's-
like all black rooms.
Yep.
So
You said you worked blue?
no, not really about like I make fun of myself, but I'm not blue. I wouldn't think I'm blue.
You worked black?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Where I
ever
would do
use
like
the
the
M-word
token
on
white guy, like
The N word on stage?
no,
None of that?
no. But I would say everything else,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and real shock value. I'd walk in and talk about getting black
Listen,
pussy
y'all,
and
I'm not
shit.
going to say the
Nice.
N word, but spick, chink, dot head. Yeah. Oh, we're going all in. Everything else.
Everything else.
Everything.
I did a Trayvon Martin
Just
joke one time.
black people,
Whoa,
just
whoa, we
black
gotta
people
hear that.
cheering at the top of their lungs for every other racial slur.
I did a Trayvon Martin joke one time, and I left early because I didn't do well, and there was like,
Oh.
It's like 400 black people. I'm the only white. There's one other white comic on the show. And
You
after
also
the show,
kind of look like George Zimmerman.
and after the show, there's another fat white comic on the show.
George Zimmerman's like, I think Zimmerman's a black name.
And a bunch of black dudes went up to the other comic and were like, "Are you the fucking guy that said the Trayvon joke?" And the guy was scared shitless. He's like, "No, he left."
Wait. So you got away with this because black people couldn't tell the difference
Between me and the other fat white
between
comic.
two white people.
Yeah. So I
What
slid
was
out
the
of
joke? Can we hear the joke?
They're like the fucking dinosaurs
Dude,
in Jurassic Park.
sadly, even though you wouldn't think watching my YouTube videos, I've been doing it for 10 years, so this had to be 6 or 7 years ago. And I don't know, man. Sometimes I just would
guess it
say,
was
like,
anti-
oh, well, like I would say something about a cop shooting a black kid in New Haven, and
Say what?
it would just pop, man. I don't know. Just doing like wrestling promos kind of on these black comedy shows, and it would kind of, I don't know, it will. So, enough for me to
And you would be
convince-
pro officer in that regard.
No. I do a lot of gigs too where I do stag parties where I
What
make
was
fun of the groom.
What was the Trayvon joke? What was the Trayvon
He
joke?
doesn't know.
But
Just try and remember.
What
it,
was
dude.
the sentiment
I gotta
that you
hear it.
expressed?
Of the joke?
That they were upset
It was
about?
definitely about me saying it was good that he died.
Not that George Zimmerman didn't break the law. It's good that Trayvon Martin died.
Not that he was standing his
Something
ground.
to do with like the
man doesn't remember
not feeling like you had to
specifics.
cover
You
up
gotta hear
with
it,
the
though.
hood.
You
You're
can
saying
remember.
beyond-
You remember jokes from 10 years ago?
Beyond even the point that George Zimmerman was making.
Yeah, I wrote
Exactly.
like 4 jokes on the way here. I smoke weed a lot, man, and I forgot them. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I'm better when I'm just off the cuff and I never remember that shit.
Your girlfriend can come in the apartment. She doesn't
She's
have to-
probably
dude. His
fucking
wife.
left me here, honestly. So I don't know. We'll find that out.
All right. I mean, it's hot
December.
out. She doesn't have to sit in the car.
We got a new car. It's got AC.
What
All right.
kind of car?
Subaru.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I
Kind
like
of Subaru.
That BAM money, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear like I didn't rip anybody
Collecting old
off.
skate wheels.
I went to Disney World and I got a fucking WRX.
We did 4 shows. I'd never done any big shows in my life. We did 4 shows. Every time we did a show, 400 fucking people showed up, and we charged $50. So the 4 shows I did with him, I made some money. You know, he's so stupid. The money they thought was missing, he has an account for it, and he found. You know, he just was hiding it from his dad. His dad runs all of his money, all of his real money that he has.
Oh, that's
Oh,
why
Phil.
he's not broke.
So
Phil.
he opened up a bank account for the party, and I knew about the bank account. But once he went to rehab, Steve-O started hitting me up to cancel the comedy tour, and I was just like, dude, fuck it. And then I went away for a bit, and that's when everybody's like, "Where's my refund? Where's my refund?" And bam, just
He said, "Hit up Vinny."
he did.
Did
Yeah,
you ever
that was
try and
mean.
pivot to Steve-O and be like, Steve-O, you ever think about doing a tour?
Are you worried about like a massive class action lawsuit and being sued
No.
for?
I think it would have happened by
Bam
now.
Margera fans?
What do you mean it would have happened by now?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you think
It takes
that I would have?
years to build. If you charge hundreds.
Yeah,
of
but any
people-
kind of investigation like that they would uncover that the money went to him, right? If the bank account was under Brandon Margera or whatever
Yeah,
the
but
hell
they
his name
can.
is.
You would still be named in the lawsuit.
Yeah, probably. So yes, I am worried about it. I think about it every night.
No, dude.
Oh.
They're not going to do that.
They're not gonna.
Bam
do
says they'll get over it. That's what he says to me. He thinks we're going to be a stronger duo now. He
Oh,
texts me
really?
every
that.
day.
Oh, you guys are back together. now.
Oh, dude, we've been texting the whole time. He's a reality star, man. I'm trying to explain that. This is
Yeah.
like he knows it fucks with my real life, and he's really addicted to alcohol and shit. But he writes this shit every day. Like the original thing was I was gonna. We talked a while ago about me pretending to be Dr. Phil and doing like an intervention, and then he was like, "I love Dr. Phil. I'm gonna get Dr. Phil." And then he started telling his fans to ask for Dr. Phil, and it just happened.
Oh, so
Did he go on Dr. Phil?
From what I believe, yeah, he was texting me up until he walked on stage. You know.
Oh wow.
And then he
just-
disappeared up until today, but he started posting once I told him I was coming on.
I just watched Dr. Phil on Rogan. I just now in the last couple of weeks have gotten into Rogan.
Well, I heard the Bernie one.
I've never really gotten into.
I
Rogan.
never really got into
the
it.
Bernie
it's
one
like-
did numbers. I watched that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's so easy to watch YouTube on my TV, which I had never done until
Oh, yeah.
recently. Because I'm not going to sit at my.
And if you're
fucking
working
computer.
folding shirts, you got Rogan for hours and
Yeah.
hours and hours.
I mean, I don't need to. Yeah, I mean, like I can't imagine sitting at my computer and focusing on Joe Rogan talking. To,
no, that's background.
because like I feel like most Rogans, he's like, so what's up? What's your deal? And he's like, well, I run a tech startup that uses satellites to measure black people's skulls. I was like, that's interesting. That's
Wow.
interesting. Did you know the black people actually have an extra chemical in their brain that's released when they die?
Oh my god! I listen to Kill Tony sometimes.
That's like,
you guys like
that's
that
half
podcast?
the guests on Rogan.
I've never heard that one.
Kill Tony.
No, I haven't. That's like mostly stand up though, isn't it?
Like it's like
They make fun of open
They bring on
micers.
guests and they make fun of open micers. It's where I get most of my talent.
From what I've seen,
$2,000 open.
From what
micers
I've seen of all those guys, they're all funny.
Yeah, no,
The guys on Kill Tony?
Well, Tony.
I've seen Hinchcliffe at shows, and he's always been funny.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah's funny, but I've never.
I went and seen him
watched
at
or
the
listened to
casino, and we hung out and smoked a little after. But I just mentioned because he's like tight with Joe Rogan. Like, don't they all listen to each other's podcasts or like promote each other's podcasts?
They don't listen. I don't think they listen
Yeah,
to each other's
yeah,
podcasts.
Joe Rogan
Doesn't listen to like everybody's
Joe Rogan's
podcast.
like, listen, Bernie, I hate to wrap this up, but I got to get home and listen to Kill Tony.
Well, he goes on it because they bring on guests. He does do that.
Yeah.
He does do that. Are you guys just? I figured everybody who has a big podcast actually looks into
No.
other people's.
Not at
No,
all, brother.
never.
Because I don't have anything.
No
so.
one
don't
listens to
listen to
anyone else's
podcasts.
podcast.
Yeah, I haven't.
That doorknob just turned.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll happen.
Okay.
People come and go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a flop house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is an Airbnb.
Really?
That's why it's fucked up.
Yep.
Nice.
Hello?
Hey.
Okay, Nick, New York Times.
Yeah.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's guards was not a full-fledged officer. He was not checked on for... Sorry, it just went out. He was not checked on for hours in the short-staffed jail where he died.
Yeah. Like, what... this is what I don't get is, like...
Of course he didn't commit suicide.
Well, either he didn't commit suicide or he
They
was
snuck him
swapped or fucking
They
he
snuck
was
him
murdered.
out.
All of these are like... You're like it's the last like it's like okay so we know Bush did 9/11 and that there were no planes or whatever but my question is did 3,000 people die or was it actually only 2,000?
Yeah, good
And that's
question.
well, that's
You're
the-
saying so they like take real events and just mark up the numbers a little bit, just juice
no
them up?
it's
Well,
just
the
it's,
Holocaust
the point
especially.
the point is that this like fucking it's like like there's the thing with all this Epstein shit is like it's so clearly this is a guy that's working for some fucking intelligence agency, maybe the CIA, maybe the Mossad, and it's the type of operation that has like a clear lineage throughout the history of the fucking CIA and organized crime in the United States, where like you have a guy that's essentially a pimp that assembles all this fucking like compromise
For kids.
on.
On world
kids
leaders.
or adults or whoever. I mean, they used to be gays. There was a guy Craig Spence that did it in the fucking 1980s, and then he was outed. He got caught with like cocaine and fucking rent boys. But
Nice.
part of the investigation, they uncovered that he was going on like tours of. He was bringing gay prostitutes on tours of the White House
Hell
at like
yeah.
midnight, and they were like, "How the fuck did you get into the White House?" And you know, he named a
Jimmy
couple of-
Carter was just getting his dick sucked by
it was
boys.
Bush one.
Reagan.
Bush
Oh,
one.
hell yeah.
But Craig Spence has connections to the that like Franklin credit union like scandal, which is like another big conspiracy theory. But you look into it, and it's like there's too much shit here. Where it's like, you know, or that Sacha Baron Cohen thing, where he's like sitting in that interview, and he's like, "Yeah, I molested a boy. Can we kill him?" And the hotel concierge is like, we can't kill him, but we can silence him. And he's like, you know, he's like, what? Can you get me like a boy in between 8 and 13 or whatever? And the guy's like, yes, we can have that arranged.
Jesus
It's like,
Christ.
yeah, there's these people are like very powerful, very rich. Some of them like have these fucking, you know, it's like they acquire so much power. It's like, you know how like fucking Spitzer was like a prostitute guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Client 9.
you know, and it's like Spitzer's a good guy.
Yeah.
He was doing a good job.
Spitzer's a fucking good guy.
That's
Yeah.
why he got got.
That's why he got got.
But it's
Because he was
not-
uncovering
taking down
corruption on Wall Street.
baby.
Sure, yes, but it's like
There's
these.
plenty other guys getting their dick sucked probably in that same place.
The idea is that you know, I mean, probably it's like you know, it's got to suck to be like one of these elites that has been like basically raping sex traffict people.
You say it gotta
behind-
suck to be them.
It's got to
Yeah.
suck to be them now because it's like imagine.
yeah.
Well, no, because it's like there's
Let him
You
finish.
would.
There's more kink liberation now. Like in 5 years, you're gonna have people walking into Congress being like, "Yeah, I'm the representative for the 5th district in Iowa, in a leather daddy outfit drinking like a thermos filled with cum. And like people would be like, that's just his lifestyle. Whereas 25 years ago, that guy would have to like pay somebody that was sex trafficked into a hotel room to do that.
That guy
would have to happen quietly. So it's like all this Epstein, obviously not the fucking pedophilia.
That's the last one, dude.
But like, you know, I mean, it used to be like gays in politics. Like the reason you'd be like worried about them is because they could be blackmailed easily. So they would have to have all this gay sex behind closed doors on these terms that are like strictly controlled, you know. And it's like a lot of it is like, I mean, that's why the fucking blackmail worked, and it happened behind closed doors. But then it also, same thing with the fucking Catholic Church, is you have gay priests that do protect the pedophiles, but only because there's this mutual fear of being outed by a system that like,
and
it's
for
like
doing
that
something
suppresses
that's equally as bad.
Yes, doing something equally as bad as having a consensual gay relationship with another man. But it's like, no, I mean, in similar ways to how that functions, I mean, a lot of it is like, you know, if you let people drink cum on the floor of Congress,
Right.
then
Which is up for a vote.
then some of it wouldn't be as hidden as it is. You know, I mean, but then obviously you got guys like the Podestas that are raping and murdering children. It's like that.
Right.
That's not cool.
Sure.
But the regular homos could then be like, well, you know what? I am gonna
Just like adult
I am gonna
homos.
tell on Tony and John.
Right.
They did kidnap Madeline McCain.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, they did.
they did they kidnapped her and murdered her.
I kind of now think Seth Rich was murdered.
Yeah. Well, you know Rational Wiki.
No.
It's just like it's like a wiki for like ideologies or whatever. But if you go to the article for Vince Foster, it's like, oh, Vince Foster is a guy that was never murdered. I say, you know, it's like all these conspiracy theories. Nowhere does it mention that he was shot twice in the head. They'll leave that part out.
Who's Vince Foster?
Vince Foster
He was
Another
this
Clinton
guy
guy?
that the Clintons had killed allegedly.
they
in the
had him
90s.
murdered for sure.
For
Yeah.
doing what?
He was found with a note that says Bill Clinton killed me.
Really?
Yes.
That's the part they won't
What?
tell you.
And
Who wrote that?
They don't tell you that. They won't tell you that.
It doesn't.
I wonder
We'll
if, like,
never
one
And
know.
it's
day-
funny, if you go to the bottom of the article, it's like it has a link. It says like other things to read, and it says it links to Seth Rich, and it says a later suicide that was also surrounded by conspiracy theories. And it's like, okay, well, it wasn't a suicide. No one said Seth Rich killed himself.
No.
Yeah,
No.
but they
Oh,
list
really?
they list
murdered.
Seth Rich's death as a suicide.
Oh.
But what is
damn.
this website?
I don't know. It's just some wiki,
Some-
and it is just a mistake, but it is funny.
But
Yeah.
those wiki things, anybody could write them.
Sure, yes.
And how much time
It's not
do
like
you
an
think
article.
like I spend a lot of time reading those, and I always assume they're just real. But like, I mean, imagine the time that you're thinking about. something.
Vinny's homepage is news45.com.
I don't have, I don't have one, but I think I should have one.
If
now.
you did, what would it be?
it would be about Artie, Bam, and Cum Town. That's
Yeah.
it. It would just because it's only been
What
the
would you
last year
say?
of my life. Everything before
The
that
Holy
should be
Trinity.
deleted. Yeah, the Holy Trinity.
Wait, can
Now,
you?
okay, hold on. There is so now the nice thing is though with Epstein gone,
Yeah.
there is a vacuum for a pimp for children for the rich and famous.
No, Epstein's a fall guy. They got backup on
they got a
backup
backup
on
guy?
backup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trump's, Trump's a billionaire too. They have to know each other, right? Like billionaires all know each other,
Yeah.
right? So like obviously him being president, he has access to more national treasure Disney movie type shit where he
Yep.
could just hide fucking secret.
He's got access to the
It
secret
comes
Disney
back to
movies.
Disney.
Yeah.
The vault.
Like think
He
about
gets
it.
into the vault whenever he wants.
There's kids at Disney, right?
Oh,
Well, no. This is another thought that I had. Was the first news source to break the suicide was ABC.
Disney.
For sure, Epstein got Disney kids raped. 1,000%.
No, dude.
I don't know.
That's a completely separate
What
industry.
if you figured out the
What do you
whole
mean that's
time-
a separate industry? Did you see his black book? He had all of Hollywood in there. He had the entire entertainment industry.
No,
like
I think that's homegrown.
no.
They
I think-
they molest their own in the entertainment.
The problem with
world.
conspiracy theories is one day your fans are going to think that you guys are secretly also in on them and just talking about them. Like, because you guys are at a level you don't think you're at. But I read the
We're-
Cum Town.
you think we're at child rape level?
I think you guys are on the
Satanic
waiting
child
list
rape.
for that. Like, you
Yeah.
guys are next up.
I don't
Batter's
know if
box.
that's happening, but
I don't
that
think
would
we're
be-
on deck for.
You don't have to do it, but you're at that level.
Yeah, I mean, and like I'll have to bleep this.
It's like steroids in baseball in
The
the
advertisers don't
90s.
hear it, but only 15,000 people listen to this show. This is not
So everybody called me. from the
literally.
show.
Yeah, literally every everybody who listens to this show.
Yeah, every
is,
single
is
person.
on Reddit. It's not like It's
Well, that's a lot.
it's
still.
a fantasy. I paid for all these shirts myself.
Yeah, Nick keeps buying them for himself.
And he sends them back to his own place.
We got loyal fans.
Yeah.
I'd rather have
This thing
15,000
is,
strong.
Vinny, the reason you're on the show is because we have a similar hustle. It's just I'm a little bit better at it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind failing. I think that you learn shit when you fail.
True.
I failed a lot in life, a lot more that you haven't heard about.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I didn't
hear
go
about
from
it.
selling fake fish tickets to scamming BAM's fans in 24 hours.
What's that Wayne?
That's right.
What's that Wayne Gretzky quote?
Yeah,
you got to
miss-
fight every Italian.
Oh
in your
yeah, that's
neighborhood
that.
yeah.
before you're 15.
Wayne
If you
Gretzky
can knock
said
out
that?
the big retarded Italian in your neighborhood,
Yeah.
then the open micers to try and fight
Well, I come
you
from a family of
will be
crime, man.
nothing.
My uncle was arrested by the FBI. He sold thousands of dollars worth of pills. In
It was
Connecticut.
a wink wink weed situation. It's another weed situation.
I got family that's hidden
involving
bodies and
Windows
shit,
95.
You got hidden bodies.
In my family,
your
my family's
family.
done that for the mafia back in the 80s. Yeah, there's articles about that. The Beetle name's pretty famous.
Damn, you love
The
articles.
Beatles, dude. The
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
It's spelled differently, but they, rumor
But that's
has it
where they
got
got
from
it.
us.
Yeah.
Would you set up like gay prostitute tours?
If it sold T-shirts and tickets, I would do it.
It's all about the
What if
I mean, you guys are in the jerk business.
I was
heavy.
at Vinny's Gay Sex Festival '82.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you think because Trump was in entertainment, now he's a politician? Do you think politicians it'll get so crazy where like I could book people like on tours that are in the
Yeah.
state senate where they'll be like, yeah, we'll work with Beetle. He's worked with Artie Lang.
Definitely.
We could run our
Yes.
campaign
I
tour.
think so.
1 million.
I should get into
%.
politics. Then.
The thing
you
is,
ru-
is people don't like they don't realize is like once you attain even the slightest amount of notoriety, you're in a class of elites.
That's right.
So our podcast, once it was added to iTunes, we now are friends
That's right.
with Cory Booker.
Oh yeah.
You know,
we hang out.
yeah, we've seen him with the makeup off. We know what he looks like.
So the best story about me that you guys haven't heard about is
Yes.
before I met Artie, I met Adam Sandler and all his crew. And how I got in with them is one of my uncle's friends lost both of his legs to diabetes, both of his legs, and I figured this guy needed a manager at this point.
Thanks to him for his service.
Yeah. So we got him in the movie The Week Of on Netflix. He's the guy with no legs.
That's your uncle.
Yeah, he died. He did die. He was
Oh
he
my
was a
God.
heroin addict and he was an alcoholic. But that was the first big gig I had managing Scumbags,
So you
That
basically
movie was
And I
good,
got
by
to the
way.
movie premiere. I got to meet everybody and shit, and that was really fun and cool. And I felt like at that
so
time,
with your uncle, did they put him in like a tuxedo and then tie the legs?
I had to do his laundry. It was only a half load every time. It's a little cheap joke, but he's dead. He's definitely dead.
Yeah.
now okay. Do you the way you picked the people that you were going to manage is you looked for amputees and other? Did you have like sort of a Vinny's freak show thing going on? or-
Other amputees had come to me once they found that out. And I would just point them in the right direction. There is a lady in Hollywood who runs an agency that deals with just people.
Nice.
Jimmy wouldn't stop doing heroin, but he was going to be in the new Avengers movie. They were going to put him in something that he flew around in, and he just wouldn't stop doing dope, and he died. So
Did you have anything to do with that Avengers deal, or did he?
No,
keep
I
it
got a
himself?
call, and he was blowing me up. He used to blow me up for money far past he blew Adam Sandler. They only paid him like $60,000 for the movie, and he blew all that, and he would hit me up for money and stuff. And then one day he's like, Avengers wants me, and I just thought he wanted booze, so like I didn't answer him, and then but then he died.
So you were managing him, and he got an offer to be in Avengers, and you blew him off,
Look,
and then he died.
yes.
So
Damn, dude, you're doing a really good job pitching your services right now. If there's
I'm
any
just-
aspiring amputees,
You know
out
what it
there,
is? At this point in my career,
Yeah.
where do you go?
he's calling me, crying, saying this will be the job that I'll
They'll
be
get
able
me
to pay
clean.
my rent and I can stay
and me,
clean.
a lot of money.
Meanwhile, I had already cashed his checks and gone to Disney World in my WRX.
Bam didn't tell me that. Bam
Right.
said next time don't go to Disney with your cut before I show up.
Yeah,
you know what I
was
mean?
already drifting through Disney World in my brand new WRX STI.
In the new Furious ride, right?
That's awesome, man. Well, what are some other great classic Vinny Beedle moments that you
I
want
used to
share?
sell used cars without engine motors that ran, and we would like put this fake
Well,
oil in.
hold on. That's just selling used cars.
Yeah, but
That's
like
the job.
Yeah, you're right. But there were times that your integrity comes into it. Like if you know the car's engine's bad, and we put shit in it to make it run for 2 days, I would do that. You know.
Nice.
I would do that. One lady I sold a BMW to was $45,000, but it was like the value of it was only $20,000, and it was so high her bill every month that she claimed the car was haunted because there was nothing wrong with it. It was just I just sold it to her for so much money she couldn't afford it. So she would bring it back and say that there were ghosts in the car.
Too.
Yeah, she's alive, but she still got the car probably. They're long contracts.
What are the car notes?
Yeah. Once they sign
5 years. Yeah.
just use people's leverage that they need like transportation. I started selling cars at 15, man. I seriously was raised around bad shit. So by the time I seen comedy, and I was like, well, they're not fake tickets. I'll show up at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then when I met some more famous people, I thought like, oh, these tickets will sell easier. And even Artie in his worst, we'd have 300 people at a theater somewhere. So it was nice to be a part of something like that, you know? Yeah. And
do you guys keep in touch?
He's in rehab for a long time now, but we did. It's tough when you do have people at that certain level of fame. They have so many people around them that once something goes bad, all those people start to blame somebody else so that it's like survival.
Yeah, but it is the fault of all of those people. In 6 months, when Bagel Boss is now, instead of just being a guy that works at Radio Shack and has a shit life in Long Island, he'll be a heroin addict who it all fell apart for because he was surrounded by people trying to bleed him like a fucking stone.
Like me. Yeah.
Right. And it will be your fault.
So you're saying my uncle dying is my fault?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
No, he was
doing dope
already a
long
junkie.
before. Yeah.
That's not Vinny's fault.
But it got me into the business of,
he was
I
a
guess.
sick man.
Yeah.
You know. But Artie was the coolest guy I ever worked with. I work with TJ Miller a couple times too, but Artie was the coolest guy I worked with.
To be fair, Artie was already a drug addict when you guys started working together.
Yeah,
he had a nose.
No,
he had a nose at the time.
No,
barely. He was like, again, when I got offered.
What
to
do you
work
say
with
about
Artie,
the rumors that you bit off the rest of his nose?
Yeah.
That
is a
has been
rumor?
out there on News
That's out there. I
45.
saw an article.
Yeah,
about
we
it.
saw an article. Somebody left
left
an
an
article on my Instagram saying,
You know what's so obvious is that obviously if he's a drug addict and it's bleeding, it's because he's not stopping drugs. And once you get something that's fucked up, you keep doing it. The doctor's like, if you just stop doing cocaine and heroin every day, I'll fix it. And he's just like, all right, I'll get back to you. And then that's it.
You didn't do it?
No.
Have you ever bitten anybody?
No. I've gotten bitten.
By who?
a couple of people tried to bite me. I bit them harder than they did.
Really?
I've gotten into a couple of biting. No, I'm doing you.
Have you guys ever gotten into any fights?
No one's ever bitten me, but I've bitten a lot.
Has you guys? No physical
Nick's been in
altercations.
Been in
fights.
a couple fights, I guess, but I'm not like a fisticuffs guy.
Yeah.
I just used to drink.
Yeah.
Nah, you
not
Stavros?
really.
No.
No, in my youth, sure, I was
Yeah.
a brawler, but I've mellowed.
Everybody
out.
fights as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, when you're younger.
That's
Nah.
true.
I would fight. I would fight. I was a vigilante, a child vigilante.
Oh, you just fought bad guys.
That's right.
That's good on you.
You just stuck up for like people who were
Those-
bullied and stuff. So Bagel Boss is like your guy
Yeah. If it were up to me, things would have gone a lot different.
for Bagel Boss.
I would have fucked that woman
The
up.
thing about his situation is, I get it. You want to make money, so you go to celebrity boxing, but you're trying to prove that you're being bullied, and then you call out people constantly. Like he was on the Howard Stern show, calling out everybody in the office. So is he the bully? Like you could be a bully and be that small.
That's interesting.
I don't think anyone should ever point a camera at anyone from Long Island.
That's what you think about all that.
Yeah, I just don't. I think you could. I think you could find a million of those guys right now.
He's just the guy. He
No,
thinks he's
they're
got
just-
a career coming, man. I think if he
I know it's sad.
Vinny
make
sees
some
it. Vinny
money out
sees
of
the
it.
vision. If you could manage his career, what would you do?
Bagel Boss, I would just continually have him get into altercations in public. I feel like it's the only way he's going to continue to grow what he's
Yes.
doing.
So you would do more
I wouldn't
like
do the comedy tour for
guerrilla
like a
marketing
year, man,
You know
approach.
what's so funny? It's like these aren't like compared to like some of the shit fucking agents have said.
Right.
You
That's
know,
not
people
a bad idea.
People who like are like at the top of like this industry have suggested as like ideas, and it's like this is why you don't do anything actually creative.
Yeah.
It's like
One of those ideas.
I mean, just fucking.
They have the
garbage.
worst
They have the
ideas.
worst ideas.
You guys have talked, like, I don't know. I'm so oblivious.
They're like, it's like, oh, well, it's the Cum Town Podcast. What if we like try to get you on local radio? We're gonna get you on. We're gonna fly you to Cleveland so you can do local radio.
because they just hear that you have big numbers and they hear you're a podcast.
Yeah, they're like,
that's why I
let's-
thought we would be good for me and Bam
let's
that
take
time.
the thing that's
It would've
popular.
been.
Look,
It
your
would've
thing
been.
is really
Yeah. It was
popular,
good.
and we have no idea why, and we could never recreate it in a million
We're
years.
not going to try and figure it out.
We're not going
either.
to try and figure it out. Let's
We'll
just
tell you we're a
Let's
fan.
apply the same formula that we've used to zero success and for the last 25
you
years
fart
with,
when you laugh
with all of our other
continuously.
clients.
It's like your asshole is open when you're fucking laughing.
And then as an
That is
added
true.
bonus, we'll ask you for some of the money that you generated on your own doing the thing you were already doing.
I think I do exactly what agents and managers in Hollywood do. I am just not that. I'm also a comedian, so people confuse the two completely.
Right.
And I felt like
You're
when
also
I,
an artist too, so you bridge the gap between commerce and art.
yeah, but when I was younger, I did shows and they were in front of a lot of people and I didn't get paid ever. And I said, what the fuck? And even the guys I did take money from that were new in the game, I gave them I gave them experiences that they would never have gotten, man. And I know that.
Vinny the
And people did
Scumbag.
make money back too. I'm not gonna say I didn't. Now some didn't as well.
Right.
You
Like,
know,
dude, I'm
sitting-
an open
nobody's
fucking
getting
book, man.
paid, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And even
I
the
always
guys
left it
I was
up-
ripping off.
I always told him, look, the one thing I did tell him is it was up to Bam coming or not. Like, Bam comes, we all make money.
How
Bam
did you
doesn't
get
come.
in touch with Bam originally?
I was working with Artie already. I had worked with TJ, so I had some kind of clout, I guess you would call it. And,
Not 15,000
Bam's-
calls. Class.
Bam's not. You guys have definitely been the biggest buzz for me ever. Bam calling me out on his Instagram recently went out to 2 million people, and 250,000 people went to my Instagram page in one day, all hating me.
Did you get followers out of that?
About 1,000, and it was
good,
because everybody went there because they thought I stole money. So it's not like
Not
they're gonna be
bad.
like, yeah, you know.
But they visited, dude.
Yeah, but so honestly, I'm pretty high, and I forgot the last question. What was it? What were we talking
How
about?
did you meet Bam?
Oh, how did I meet Bam? So, right as Artie went to jail, I brought Artie to court the day he went to jail.
Nice.
And Artie's literally walking away from me. And it seems like things just bridge together because Bam's manager, Jack, the douchebag that you guys met when we were
The guy
at,
with the necklaces.
he's the one that really does steal money and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I call him out all the time for it, but
He's from the TMZ video.
yeah, Jack, he gets punched in the face. Notice I've never gotten punched in the face. Bam just fucking plays shit up because he knows I'm in the spotlight too.
Of course.
So Bam calls me and Jack calls me and says, we booked a show at Live Nation in Detroit at the shelter where Eminem started his career, and there's 400 people, and we don't know what we're doing.
What is a homeless
We're in a
shelter?
homeless shelter.
The
We got
shelter's a
E. Jean
venue
Carroll
below St.
at a
Andrews
homeless
Hall.
shelter.
The shelter's where Eminem used to do the 8 Mile battles.
And that's
Okay.
when he pulls me into the dressing room.
So
Homeless guy, I live in a fucking box made out of shit.
so
Talk about the rape. Talk about working with land in 1998. You're about to the land being raped by Donald Trump tour.
So not having like Jesus Christ.
They think it's shack shape. They think of the fantasy. They think it's.
I'll never get to the point of what the fuck I was gonna say.
No, this is
you will,
better,
man.
dude. This is better.
No, it is.
Yeah, keep going.
But then I just fucking said, you know what? Like Artie's in jail. If I want to stay relevant, I got to drive 20 hours. To
And how
fucking
did they
Detroit.
find you?
That is a good question, man. I think one of the
So you're telling me Bam Margera's manager reached out to you?
they
you
knew I
had-
was working with Artie, so they
So
probably
word
thought,
got
oh, if he's
around.
willing to work with this train wreck, he'll work with me.
I see.
And I knew one of the guys I had a situation with. People went to his house party. He had a party before we did that party, and other people went. And then there was somebody that hit me up and was like, "Bam's interested in doing events." And I said, "Have his manager hit me up." And we talked for like 4 or 5 weeks while I was still with Artie. You got to think too. Artie Lang's a different animal than Bam. Bam wants to party with 600 people. Artie just wants to make sure he's got $500 a day sent to his drug dealer so he could do what he wants to fucking do. And then he'll show up to the show and give me the entire check from that entire week. So 7 days a week, it's $500 to $1,000 a day. I got to make sure Artie has in his hand, whether I'm giving him that money or not.
Interesting.
And then we show up to the show and I get the pay, which would usually be $1,000 or $2,000 over what I'm owed. You know, so that, I mean, dude, it wasn't like I did do well on the shows. I'm not going to fucking say I didn't. I killed it on the shows that I did. But I wasn't just like paying for play. I was doing shit nobody would
That
do.
doesn't like this. At no point, like nothing in your like chest. Like you don't get any like physical reaction to like, yeah, this guy, this beloved comedian
Beloved.
who's I know he is.
He's got a huge. Yeah.
He is.
I mean,
For
people
what
love-
though? For what? What is he beloved for?
For
Being an
Stern,
addict.
Marty?
For being funny, dude.
Yeah.
Like for being
funny
being an
addict.
incredible storyteller.
For being
Yeah.
a very funny guy.
Yeah.
It's
Part
not,
of one of the best.
he's not beloved
radio
for
shows of all time.
yeah, for dying of a heroin,
Yeah.
a tragic heroin addiction.
No, but he's
Mad
very
TV.
famous for talking about it on Howard Stern.
Sure, but there's
Yeah.
nothing in you that's like, all I have to do is make sure he stays high, and I get to take all of his money.
I figured I was about maybe the 20th I seen Bob. I booked Bob. The first time I met Artie, I was already running my own comedy club, and I booked Bob Levy and Artie.
No, I mean it's fine if.
And
the
I
answer,
seen Bob doing it,
it's
and I was
fine
like,
if
fuck
the-
it.
Yeah, it's fine if the answer is no.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
did
just
not have
cu-
any.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
The
as
answer to the
whether-
question is I don't think like that.
Okay.
I come from a place that you do what you
Survival.
got to do to make money, and my family paid for it.
Connecticut.
I had family that went to jail. I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, yeah, there were times that I was like, yeah, he's getting high, but he's a grown man, dude. You know, he's going to get it from somewhere else. You think Bam or him need me to get a 6-pack or some fucking Coke? No, he'll do it with the next guy. But already did it with Bob Levy for 20 years. So he'll just do it with the next one. So yeah, I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to get paid for a few weeks.
Fuck it, I need a couple of Mickey Mouse fitteds.
Yep.
I didn't have a break
Probably
coming
a
my
good
way.
head.
Got to
anytime
drift
soon.
that WRX down to Disneyland. Dude, look, you don't understand,
least I
man.
did
I come
something
from
with
a
it.
place where no matter what, you got to get to Disneyland. Like me and my friends, we would lie, cheat,
all
and
the
steal
to get the
just to get
Epcot.
our hands on.
It was
just wanna-
punch.
on
or-
some
It was
sweet-
growing up. It was punch
we had
and be
nothing,
punched.
dude. Yeah, Six
Punch and
Flags.
punch.
Sure, yeah, we could go to Six Flags.
We need
probably
the
could've-
ears, baby.
We probably could have made it to Six Flags just ripping off old women with BMWs.
Haunted.
with blown engines. But if you want to go to Disney World, you got to really hurt some people.
some beloved celebs.
Yeah. R.I.P. Toni Morrison, who I thought that was a white guy.
You thought it was an Irishman.
Dude, I until I got on social media and I saw that
People were saying she was
she
black.
was black, I was like,
You thought it was a white guy.
damn. I mean, those are all those stories.
Beloved.
Yeah.
The bluest eye.
Yeah. Sula.
Sula.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
But
one.
Artie is beloved. That is true.
Hell yeah.
I kind of went perfect there.
What now would you be like would you be like an Epstein type figure for $1 billion if you were
A
Would you
billionaire?
have your own island, but you would have to sort of arrange for rich men to fuck 14-year-olds?
I would never have that much money because I feel like I've reached my peak in life.
But
no,
the money's
you don't
the
know how
problem.
high you can fly, man.
Okay, Adam's been on my side this episode. I don't know if that's like a subtle, like that's his way of telling me I'm a fucking loser or something.
No, I'm not. I'm just a
No,
nice guy.
you're right though. I don't know. If I had $1 billion, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if at that
To
point
get $1 billion, would
had
you? You're saying if you had $1 billion, you don't know if you'd fuck kids or not. I'm asking.
You wouldn't fuck kids
don't
if you
know.
here's what you for $5,000 a year you would be the guy facilitating the rape of hundreds of children.
if we called it something different, I might be able to do it.
Yeah, we're calling it Camp Kill
TBS
Yourself.
reports or something.
We're taking these
Kill
kids to
yourself,
Camp
yeah.
Kill Yourself. On a,
Hell yeah.
hey, look, I come from a place where you got to do what you got to do. So these kids get a free vacation to the island. Somebody's gonna fucking rape them. Might as well make $1,000. Look, E. Jean Carroll got raped, and now she's doing every Checkers in fucking Sarasota. She's doing great.
She's about to do a fucking
Yeah.
MMA fight with bagel balls.
I'm selling her panties in the parking lot.
Showboat September
But
7th, Bagel
this,
Boss.
I'm actually the one wearing the panties. She's never even put them on.
She's never even worn the panties. I've been making my bitch wear panties, and then I've been selling them as E. Jean Carroll's rape panties.
Oh my God.
fuck?
But that's how you get to Disney World, baby.
So what is your overall goal? Do you know what I mean? What's your 5-year plan
Right now?
Yeah.
Well-
What are the next steps?
Well, I did Atlantic City for 2 years, and I like it there because I'm able to sell tickets to strangers that are basically tourists every day for shows. So I like
every day and you
every day we
rube.
can do shows.
Yep.
So the 5-year plan is go to Atlantic City.
And honestly, I don't think Bam, dude. It's hard to explain because with Bam, you're day by day, right? Because I could build up something that could be like my redemption tour or whatever I think it's gonna be, and then Bam posts one bad thing about me, and because he has such a big following, it goes to shit again.
Yeah,
you know?
you guys are. I just love your Mr. Burns and Smithers relationship.
He might be gay, man. I wouldn't want him to hear that, but Bam, he might be.
No,
man.
I thought you meant
Let's hear about
Smithers.
this.
Yeah.
Smithers is
Well, I
definitely
think
gay.
Smithers might be
Smithers
gay.
is gay. I just I didn't
Oh,
watch
you
a lot.
He thought he was Mr. Burns.
Dude, the first. All right, so on the way to Detroit, they're telling me I got to interview Bam on. I thought I was Mr. Burns. Yeah.
No, we're
Because
saying
he's
that-
gay.
Oh, because he's
I'm not
gay.
gay.
We didn't know that. Bam
You
was
guys said
gay.
I was Epstein.
We didn't know that he was gay until you just outed him
Okay, I'm
for
a
the
character now.
hypothetical. For
Okay.
the 1,000
You're not
people
Epstein
listening.
yet. We asked if you would, to be Epstein, would you set up the rape of thousands of children?
I said
over
if we
years?
called it
and
something
you said
different.
if the name was different.
Because
you
then
would
I
do
could be
it.
in an office just thinking of pushing like whatever. You know what I mean? Just selling shit.
That's true, man. That's a good ass point.
Like a customer service center or something for Verizon. You say
Yeah.
it's Verizon. People want upgrades and stuff. I just feel like I sold a bunch of cases, phone cases today.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably how it works now.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm actually working with the Podesta brothers. Yeah, I don't know if you know them. They had in the 80s they had like the biggest lobbying firm there was. And now they're into tech decks.
Well, how did Epstein get rich? How did he get the billion?
That's what we're saying.
The CIA gave him money.
Probably to
It's all-
set up little rape hotels.
Yeah, it's all fake.
I bet you he had it on Trump, and one day they were just arguing, and he was like, "You know what, Trump? I'm going to tell everybody." And
Did you
Trump-
see all that money
it.
that was laundered through the Oklahoma lottery to his like hedge fund?
No.
What?
It was like $85 million that his hedge fund won in the Oklahoma
Are
lottery.
you serious?
Yeah, I mean it's like that.
That's fucking incredible.
It's just the amount of like how much it's just like all out in the open.
I know.
Yeah, but do you think
That
that's how
like
people
Q
wash
shit
money?
is Q is real, not the Donald Trump stuff, but it's like oh yeah, it's all just a because it's
Wait,
like,
what's Q? Q's the one that thinks some fucking guy is John F.
John
Kennedy
F. Kennedy
Jr.
Jr. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean there's a lot of conspiracy stuff that it's funny because the movie JFK.
Love that movie.
It's like I almost not that it's like part of the conspiracy or whatever, but like if you can get it like it does paint this image that like the CIA or the deep state hated Kennedy because he limited the amount of power that they have, but it's like why would you think we all know like what the CIA has done, what they've planned.
Yeah.
We know that their budget has like gone through the fucking roof since 9/11. And it's like this idea that like or even like the FBI, which is not a fucking clandestine like, spy organization. It's just a shitty law enforcement,
Right. Yeah.
Comey having that letter they sent MLK on their desk being like, this is how we used to be bad, but we're not bad anymore. And it's like, oh yeah, you're going after all these unnamed Muslim people that weren't as fortunate as MLK to be articulate
And
fucking-
famous.
and to head a civil rights movement. Instead, you're just going to violate the civil liberties of, retarded Arabs or whatever.
Yeah, in
whoever,
Detroit, yeah.
whoever the fuck. To think that like the power of that organization hasn't been fucking limited. So this narrative that the CIA, which like have had like such an extensive control of like the media in general. If you look at those like hacked Sony emails and see how many fucking government emails are in those hacked Sony emails where they're like orchestrating like, oh, here like this might so and so seems like they might be friendly to this agenda or that agenda, and like all of these like movies like I'm like Zero Dark 30 or whatever comes out that are like try to portray the CIA as something cool,
Right.
rather than
Right.
like an organization that at one point planned like a false flag operations on actual fucking Americans as like a false pretext
And
for
help
war.
death squads kill like
help fucking
Yeah,
death
we just
squads.
over.
Millions.
Is that the way that they
Bro.
keep the public like away from wanting to look at what they're really doing is by making them seem like the super cool secret spy agent? Like when you're a kid, I want to be in the CIA or an FBI, but really they're just doing other shit? Like,
I don't. You know, it's funny. It's like I think it's. And this like goes like you know, so after World War II, right? You have like post World War II, like the American control of we're a superpower juxtaposed with like the Soviet Union, and we were put into that position from like because of just the economics of World War II. And
we got lucky.
Position.
We didn't fight on our mainland.
We got lucky. We didn't fight on our mainland. We ripped off Latin America for like fucking $30 billion on like a loan we just didn't pay back, or just massive amounts of money that the United States
sounds like
had.
I was running the government for quite some time.
We had control over, and then so you have these like intelligence people, all these CIA guys that were created specifically for World War II, and now it's like, oh, I guess we'll just keep these guys around. And then it's like, well, we're the smartest people in the world. We have to keep doing fucked up shit so we can stay in power. And honestly, it's like they could just do nothing.
Yeah.
They could just do nothing at all and let fucking business handle
And
it.
cash that check.
Yeah, I know. It's like, really. So I don't know. I don't like know the motivations to like, yeah, why don't we try to like kill, like make people think Americans were killed by these people for this reason or that reason. Like I don't understand. It's like they have a
Wasn't it
budget
just to get rich as shit.
Yeah,
But isn't it
it's
to
the
make
same-
us
it's
want
this-
to go to war,
it's-
to make us say, like, oh, we need that oil? Like,
Yeah.
so the oil that's there we need, we can't just go over there and start killing people because
Sure.
then everybody here will be like,
It's scary
what the
to think
fuck?
how
You
much
know,
of
so we
it.
have to come up with something about it. But I don't know why that turns into throwing a plane into the building.
It's
I
scary to
don't-
think how much of it functions the same way the rest of the federal government, where it's like they have a budget and they're like, "Fuck, well, we got fucking, we got $30 trillion in dark money after 9/11. It's like we need something to fill
Yeah.
that. How about we start like, why don't we create a tech company and we'll just slowly take over Google and then introduce like face recognition everywhere and use that to like pad out the budget so that we can like afford a nicer, we can, you know, all go to California Pizza Kitchen for HR can have more
They
money.
have good
to-
chop salad.
Yeah, right, yeah. So we can get a cake from Balducci's for John. HR can afford that. You know, it's like
That is how we talk. That's how I talk. I'll be like, oh, well, let's do this so we can go to Disney. Right?
Yeah.
Let's
So how about we? Yeah. How about we create a false pretext for the invasion of Iraq, so that
Wait, do we have
can-
any ads in this one?
No, we don't.
Nice.
Yeah. So that we can,
besides the VinnyBeedleShow.com.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
It's because there's only 2 T-shirts on that website right now. So
Oh, and also come see me in Boston this freaking weekend. We got to sell some
Boston.
sticks.
Oh yeah.
Also, if you like the show and you want the premium episodes, they're on patreon.com/cumtown.
that is very
We got a
close to
backlog.
50,000, right? That's another thing I keep reading about. So people should go sign
yeah,
up for that.
hands off, hands off.
Well,
Hey,
we have a
man.
goal. If we get to 50,000, we take Stav to a pumpkin patch.
That's what
We
I
will
heard.
be doing
but then
that.
somebody said that me and him do celebrity boxing. If
No,
it's
that was
50.
never a goal.
How about this? They don't set the goal.
Yeah.
They don't decide what happens.
No, I appreciate you guys bringing me, man. This was fun.
Also, August 29th, I'm at the Lodge Room in Los Angeles. The 28th, I'll be at the Whistle Stop in San Diego. I don't think you can get tickets online for that. You have to get them at the door.
The
but-
whistle stop. Adam's big
whistle
tour.
go, whoop, whoop.
He's doing the Angry Gentleman. He's doing
Stop! Didn't you
leather
do that gig?
leather chaps.
I did no, I did
He's
a different
doing-
Maybe
club.
it's a different club.
Adam
Maybe
was
I'm
gonna
saying the
show
wrong
up at
club.
all of your gigs
Adam will
from
be
now on.
Adam
and
will
just
be
walk in.
at
Please
Secrets
do.
and Rumors and Tough Guys.
Yeah, this weekend I'm in freaking Boston.
Adam's at Chain Gang.
Go to stavi.biz/tour. I'm also doing it on Twitter and Insta. And then next weekend I'm in the Bay Area, the 24th. We added a midnight show. Get tickets to that selling. And then 29th I'm in Seattle. The 30th I'm in Portland.
It's awesome.
So come suck me off. Vinny will be opening for me in all those.
Yeah, I might show up to
Locations.
one
Stop's
somewhere.
paying him $5,000 a show.
5,000.
Yeah.
He just got to get my drug dealer paid, and that's all I care. He just got to get my seamless order, my 5,000 seamless dollars.
I would stop, but I
day.
got a big tour I'm negotiating with the bagel boss, Chris Morgan. So we got to see.
Where
if
would
that
you
works
book
out.
him?
I don't think it would be possible. I feel like I would just do the Vinny Beedle show, and he would just be a special guest.
Gotcha.
He'd only be able to be on. There you go. Just there you go, Chris. Nah, but I'm starting a show in Atlantic City, so if you guys do keep tabs on me, you'll see a little residency there that I'm going to be doing. And then
We're in Atlantic City.
it's going to be on the Boardwalk, one of the main casinos, but I'm not allowed to say until
Who's
it's done.
like, honey, you know what we're gonna go see this week? Bagel Boss.
I'm not really going to put him on.
You remember that guy that got beat up at a bagel restaurant? He's doing the Tropicana.
But you know what? I really wanted to get back on the show, and I was just doing anything. I was like, I'll find somebody fucking viral enough. And Nick was just like, enough. Like, if you're going to bring me Bagel
open
Boss.
invite.
Yeah, no, you've always. It's just I don't want to schedule anything.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, I didn't know what am I going to be, that fucking weirdo that hangs out outside? You know?
I liked. You were like, I can be there whenever. I'm only 85 minutes away from this.
I just needed to know that. That's the thing. I do have a
breezy
family.
85.
Dude, I'm just 85 minutes away from this.
Cool 85.
He goes, we start at 6 on the dot, and when I like got a little bit stoned and I left Connecticut and it said I was gonna arrive at 6:02.
Oh,
And I was like, New York traffic. I thought I was gonna be here at like 6:30, but my girl's fucking
She got you there.
hustled
That's
that
a
shit.
ride or die for
yeah,
you right
she
there.
is. She is, man.
She's in the car.
All right, we need
Windows-
we need to
windows
cruise on
down.
over to the show. I think
All right, later, fellas.
Thanks
I
for
gotta
having
get
me,
back
I
to
got to
my
get some
shirts.
food.
If you want to buy a shirt, cum.town. I should be
Cum.town.
restocked shortly, the day after this airs. If you're looking to get a classic Richard Gere
Un clásico.
And those are flying off the shelves, so you do it when they get posted.
I
Just
had to.
camp out on that website.
Yeah, check them out. All right, later.
Bye.